Alright, before you go in the sand, a few basic things you must bring with you. Very first thing you should always have with you before you go in the sand is a shovel. Don't go in the sand without a shovel. Second thing you should have before you go in the sand is an air compressor, something to air your tire down with accurately, and an air compressor so you air back up before you get back on the road so you can drive safely. That's number two. Always carry an air compressor, always carry a shovel. And third, you get these traction boards, they are extremely helpful. These are Schmitty built ones. They are very poor quality. They have been broken in half. They have been burned through, helping out other people out of the sand. Dude floored it and completely, you know, burned through this one. So I'm kind of upset about that. They're just poor quality altogether. Get expensive ones, get nicer ones. Don't get the knockoff eBay stuff or Amazon stuff. That stuff is garbage. So those are my tips for driving the sand. Don't leave home without them. And as far as air pressure goes, it really depends on the beach you're at. Some of the harder packed sand stuff, 20 is fine. You know, I was cruising around in Oregon, 20 was just fine, but this beach is really soft and I'm running at 16. 16 seems to be my Jeep's sweet spot for most soft stuff, except for this gravelly shit over here. Nothing like that, don't matter how low I am. So between 20 and 16 is a really good pressure. Anything lower than 16, you're running the risk of breaking the bead off. Hope that helps. So driving on the beach, every beach is going to have different types of sand and be different. You know, this area here is nice and hard to compact because the waves come up and get this area wet. Come over here just a few feet. Right in this area here, waves don't come up here and it's pretty soft. You know, that stuff is pretty loose right through here. My Jeeps have no problem getting through this stuff, but once you get up into this pebbly looking gravel stuff here, this stuff, I've been having a lot of problems in different beaches, Oregon and California, with this type of sand here. It just sinks in. You know, for whatever reason, the Jeep will just sink in this type of sand here. But you come over this way, you know, 15 more feet, and you got the regular sand that's out there on the beach. That's nice fine sand. It sits right on top of this stuff, no problem. So just kind of keep your eyes out what you're driving over. Especially right over here, I had major problems. Almost got totally stuck right here. This stuff. This stuff here seems to be pretty difficult to drive in. I don't know what it is about it, but it just sinks. There's no traction and it just sinks. That's how deep my tracks are compared to on top of the sand over there. So at this point, if you were stuck, this is where you're gonna need your shovel. You must have a shovel to get yourself out of a situation like this. So, you can either go backwards, it's gonna be pretty easy for me. You know, I can go forward or backwards right now. I'm showing you a demonstration. Dig it out. Now some of these tracks, you go ahead and use a shovel, dig yourself out. But what you're gonna do is dig deep enough so it's underneath your tire. If you don't have it like right here in your tire's like a grip on it. You don't have it underneath your tire. There we go. Now do the same for the front or the other side, depending on which is more dug in, I would say, or has less traction. Very simple. Come back here, recover your gear. A lot of times it'll bury itself real deep if you're spinning your tire. You'll have to get your shovel out and dig around for it, and oh, there it is, and pull it out. But that's kind of the basics on how you're going to want to use your shovel and recovery track, and what to watch out for.
Always keep your eye on the incoming high tide. I stopped to take some pictures on top of the sand dune in Oregon, and as soon as I started to go again, it completely sank down to the frame. After a little bit of digging and proper placement of the traction boards, I was up and out of there no problem. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but that dune was easily 50 to 60 feet high. Like I said, sometimes your recovery tracks will get buried and you'll have to dig them out.
Pretty much buried it. So basically what I'm trying to show here is, watch out what you're driving on. This gravelly stuff here is not your friend. I don't like driving this stuff, but you come over here just a few feet, sand. This stuff is cool, just got to air down. Come over here until it's wet pack. That stuff's real hard. Nice and easy to drive on this right here. Some more of that nasty gravel.
totally stuck in the gravelly sand, Paradise Beach, Oregon. Had to dig my way out and use my tracks every 10 feet.